Okay. This is very, very annoying. Oh man. Every time I come in here. Every time. All right. Why is that not a thing? All right, my apologies to everybody that's already watching. I'm just trying to get this thing rolling here. Got re-add in every time I come into bank shots. I have to reset up everything, which is kind of annoying. Oh man, it's wild how I have to do this every single time I come in here. It resets everything. And it's a thing. So my apologies while I'm setting this all back up again. Copy this. I'm at least gonna get this one, and then we'll be all right. This one will move it. Yes. Add it. Browser. GP overlay. 1920, 1080. Okay. I'll set that up. Okay. This thing is gonna make me mad. I know it. I know it. Uh, all right. Shrink that a little bit more. Put it here. All right. That's just gonna have to work for what it is, because I'm not gonna try to set this thing up any more than what it is. This is wild. All right. Checking a couple of different streams because we're streaming on multiple places. Option. Save it. And we'll create that poll. We'll see what's up. Okay. All right. So, looks like we have Raw. Looks like Stan is getting ready to play. Not sure who he's getting ready to play, but he's getting ready to play. Now, tonight will be. I'm slated to play, so chances are we're probably going to end up having Spike jump in and take over some of the commentating, at least for a little bit. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. All he's got to do is put the headset on and jump in whenever he's ready. At least whenever he's ready for me to go play. I'm going to try to re-add this camera back in because it keeps wanting to freeze up. And at the very least, we can get this kind of situated. And that'll have to work for now. All right, so we'll get back over here. That's good. And we're live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube tonight. Chances are we're probably going to drop a whole lot of frames. But luckily, from what I can see so far, we're doing all right. So it looks like Rob and Felipe are playing. Not sure how, because I'm told we were playing on table 16, and neither one of those players are on my team, which is an interesting situation in which to be. But for those who may or may not be interested, all the chats, at the very least, are, or at least YouTube and Twitch, are being monitored within my OE studio. So you can send us a message, say hi, say what's up as we get this match going between Rob and Felipe. Now, funny story, since I met my Brazilian wife, I have somehow, outside of that relationship, run into far more Brazilians than I have ever seen in my life, which I think is kind of funny. But that's kind of a neither here nor there thing. It's just a interesting bit of information, at least I think. So I should have a bit of YouTube sound happening in the background at the moment. And if you can hear it, great. As I'm trying to lessen the total amount of sound coming from the room so we can try to not get canceled, or at the very least not get taken off of live stream. So close that out. Yes. I don't need to change the there. Close that out. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So it looks like there is a decent amount of lag happening at the moment. But as far as the stream is concerned, you are more than welcome. It looks like Rob is racking up. I'm not sure what rack this is, but knowing Felipe, it may be rack 2, but seeing as how it's Rob racking, and this is no offense to you, Rob, looks like it's first rack. Is that a match? Y'all playing? Y'all playing?
I asked him, was that the first match? He said, yes.
Okay. Who are we playing?
I'm not sure. I just walked in the door.
I
I don't know.
think maybe Ellie's team, I guess. Okay. All right. Spike, I thought we were playing on 16. You said 16. Okay. So I'm now being told that our team is playing over here on this table, which makes more sense because Spike is playing over there. So I'm going to edit some stuff again, and we'll go from there. Okay. So Brio cam, dun, dun, dun. This, and we'll configure the video. We're going to camera control. We're going to back up the zoom quite a bit. There we go. So this is the table that we're actually playing on tonight. Hey, what do you know? It's not too far from where where I'm posted up and sitting. But you'll actually see me. Hi, I'm right there. So looks like Spike is playing Ellie at the moment. Ellie's a pretty good shot. She looks like she made a little bit of a mistake there, leaving Spike with a pretty easy out on the 7-9. I'm not exactly sure what else happened during that game, but I'm pretty sure Spike broke. A little bit of a back and forth, and then we're caught up with the miss on, I think, the scratch on the 6 ball, leading to the 7-9 out. So as it stands, at the very least, the score should be 1-0 in favor of Spike. So I will try my best to keep up with the scores in the Facebook chat, not so much in the YouTube or Twitch chat, But if you'd like to tune in on Facebook, if you're already my friend, I've gotten quite a few from all of this stuff going. But from YouTube, I'll try to keep up at least vocally with what's going on as we run through this here. And I think copy paste is going to be my friend tonight. So looks like a dry break from Spike on that one. Decent shot from Ellie cross table on the one ball, leaving herself pretty well on the two. I think that might have been a little bit overdrawn. Nope, nope. Looks like it's slowed down just enough. Pretty good angle. Now looks like the different streams are running at quite a lagged disadvantage here. So I'm going to be commentating off of Twitch, as that has the uh, quickest update rate, at least at the moment. So Ellie, having dropped the 5 ball in the corner pocket, leaves herself a little tight to the 6, but still workable. But a wild shot in the dark, in my opinion, on that 6 ball instead of attempting the safe. I'm not exactly sure where she thought that was going on that one. But here we are. We're in the second rack. Spike's at the table, grabbing his chalk. Got to get that chalk on that cue, otherwise you might miss cue. So good idea on that one. Now, commentating specifically off of the Twitch chat, as it's the most up to date, it is going to be a little bit difficult for me to catch up, so to speak, as far as commentating on what balls are being shot, etc. But Spike, having just taken in that 7 ball, looks pretty solid as far as getting back for the 9, especially with the 9 having dressed up on the corner. Really nice. Easy shot on the 8, leaves himself long, but still pretty straight in on that 9 ball, which again is sitting right in front of the pocket. It's pretty difficult to miss that. So it would appear as though Spikes won that rack, moving on to rack 2. Or excuse me, rack 3. Moving on to rack 3. And I am trying to keep up with the scores in all 3 chats: Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube as well, just so that we can try to make sure we're all on the same page, so to speak. Spike had a pretty good break, having dropped a couple balls, but unfortunately left himself real tight to that 4 ball. But luckily in this league, there is the advent of a push. However, at this particular venue, we have a no jump cues kind of policy, I guess you can call it. But it's no jump cues in the house. So he's looking at a 2 rails across kind of situation at the moment. Though I think that's going to be a little bit difficult, just because it's not really going to leave him pretty decent on two ball if he does make it. So he did decide to push, to get it tight to that rail, leave Ellie real difficult with the one ball being maybe 2/3 of a diamond away from the side or from the corner pocket there. She took a wild stab in the dark at the crossing over to the corner she was standing in, which was a good attempt. She would have been pretty decent on the two ball as well had she made it. But unfortunately for Ellie, that does leave Spike with a pretty easy one ball. Two ball looks like it's going to go to the side, potentially cue ball running into the eight ball. We'll see though. I'm not too certain on the angle from here at least. But chances are, knowing Spike is probably playing it real soft. Ouch, ouch. Spike. What happened? So he bobbled it. As you can see, he's not exactly happy with himself on that one. But where we're at, Ellie does seem to have a pretty difficult shot on her hands at the moment. She may be looking to go cross side here. Nope, cross corner. Oh, cross corner was good, but the three ball position is way off. At least it was from here. It looks like she can clearly see it. Yeah, she can see the whole ball. Watch outside pocket. That was close. Real close. And again, going mainly off of the Twitch stream as it's the most up-to-date one of the streams. So YouTube is lagging a little bit behind, and Twitch is running pretty close, and Facebook is decently behind, probably by at least a rack at this point. Score is now 2-1. Spike leads. Looks like the players are having a little bit of a conversation over there. Yeah, if it's me, you can rack and talk at the same time. But, that's just me. Not exactly sure why. Doesn't actually matter. It's a personal thing. No worries. So we're over here. Ellie getting ready to break. I don't know why they're playing 10 ball. Did I miss a game? I must have missed a game somewhere. Had to have missed a game if they're playing 10 ball. Because it's 4 games of 9, 4 games of 10. What's the score? 2-1? Then why are you playing 10 ball? You got one more 9 ball.
No, that's 4. 3-1. 3-1. That's 4.
So 3-1. I heard 2-1. Headphones. All me. My fault. So 3-1. 3-1. Spike leads. Versus. Oh. I am behind by a game on the scores, but that should get us caught up at this point. I was very confused there for a second. But looks like Spike took a 3-ball combination in order to take the 10 ball in the corner pocket. Not sure why YouTube likes to just stop every once in a while and just get lagged behind. But it is what it is. Does look like all of the chats, or at least all of the streams, are pretty well caught up at this point. Now we just gotta carry on and see what happens. So all of them have Spike finishing up the rack and getting ready to break now. Now, again, I am monitoring all the chats from, or at least the Twitch and YouTube chats from OB Studio, but where it's sitting looks like a dry break to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Yep, dry break. I don't know why he's still at the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, all 10 balls are at the table. I don't know why he's still shooting. Hey, Ellie, look at the table. How many balls are on the table? How many balls are on the table? He just broke. All 10. It's your shot. Well, all right, I guess she doesn't really care then. I think I forgot to put that one in. I am going to try to enter this into the chat. See what comes up there. Does it come up there wrong? No. Didn't think it did, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm not. Judging by the look of the table, it might just be that Spike is looking at a carom off of the one to take the 5-10 combination on the corner pocket. That's what it looks like to me, at least. Now, he left it a little wonky. Ellie can see the one ball for potentially a 1-9 combination. And I do believe that is what was attempted there. But having left it a little wonky herself, do that. Sorry, just singing along a little bit. Do it up. Do it up. So I am going to share this stream to a few different places. If you see it and you like it, cool. If you want to give us a good thumbs up, by all means do so. Got that submitted to a few different places now. Oh, looks like makes it 4-2. Spike still leading. That one's going to be copied. Take it over there. Move it over here. Boop, boop. Ellie racking up what should not necessarily be the last, but second to last 10 ball, I think. Unless I somehow missed another game, but I don't know how that could happen. Ellie putting a lot of power into that one. I think she might be trying to get out a little frustration of the game. Understandably so, by her own admission, playing not to her best at the moment. And Ellie asking for a second pair of eyes, watching it just in case she does hit the 4 ball first. Man, but it was a clean hit all day. Clean hit. Oh, looks like got a little bit of a freezing action on the Facebook stream at the moment. But see if it'll kick back in. Yeah, we're good. And having taken the 3 ball in there, looks like she might be trying to play it safe. Yeah, trying to hide behind the 6 and get a rail, get a rail. Unfortunate, because that was going to be a real good safe. That should have been a really good safe. Locked it up right on the 6 ball. Just lost a little bit of steam right there at the end. And Spike taking an easy ball in hand, 4 ball. If I know anything about Spike, it's probably just going to try to drift this out a little bit. Though I think if it's me, I'm going to try to play across the rails twice. Because that could be the potential outcome. Leaving a really stinky safe. Unintentional, but them's the breaks. And for anyone that may be watching at the moment or watching this back at some point, um, this is a multi-format Masters type race wherein the first 4 games played are all 9 ball. The second 4 games are all 10 ball. And the remaining 3 games are all 8 ball in a total race to try to get to 6 total games. Looks settings dashboard. Ooh, had a real bad drop there for a second. But we're all good. Looks like Spike is taking aim at a.
Where's the camera shot? To that. Oh, right there.
That's good old JB chiming in, asking a couple of questions about how it's all set up over here. Good shot himself. Memory serves, he likes playing a lot of one pocket. And eyeing up that shot, I think was a mistake. Trying to go behind the 9 ball into the pocket does present itself as an issue, seeing as how it was a very, very tight pocket with the 9 ball sitting out in front of it instead of to the side. And Ellie, I think, may have been trying to draw that back, but sounded to me like she miscued a little bit. And now trying to play around the rails. Flirting with that side pocket, buddy. Flirting with it. Flirting hard. Looks like she may be forced to go for a cross side bank, crossing over it. Yep, that is precisely what she's trying to go for here. Just trying to make sure we're all taken care of over here on all the different forums of videography, if that's a word. I don't know. Who knows? But seeing as how we are caught up with everything now, looks like 9 ball goes in the corner pocket there for Spike, setting up for a pretty decently easy 10 ball in the corner pocket. And there she goes. Drops right in like she had eyes. Moving on to the next rack. There, here, and here. And Ellie's made some pretty dang good shots. She's unfortunately left with some rather difficult ones to recover from. And Spike made a ball on the break. Looks like just the one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, just the one. Leaving the 1 ball in the corner pocket, close to it at least. 3 ball on the other corner pocket with this fast rolling cloth. Pretty good way to hold it there. I don't expect there's going to be much trouble getting to the 4 ball here. Not bad, not bad. Now, if it's me, I'm going to try to draw it to the side rail over there. Leave it below the pocket line if possible, just so I can stun back over to the other side rail. Pretty close to what it is that he decided to do. I think he got a little bit straighter than he would have liked. That's real good, though. Doesn't have to work the ball too much, though I think he may have left it a little bit straight. That 6 ball does look a little straight. Eyeing up that corner pocket. I think he's trying to set up for the side for this 7 ball. Looks like he's putting a little bit of follow on it. Yeah, I think now he's going to try to go off the side of the 7 ball into the 10 ball leave himself pretty straight in for the 8 ball, as the 9 can also go in the side pocket. But this is the same pocket that gave him a little bit of trouble earlier. So let's see if he's able to shake it off. Yep, just fine. Just wanted to make sure he left himself good for it. So it looks like he's going to try to stun to the bottom rail, or potentially follow to the bottom rail, come up maybe just as high as he is now. Nope, go all the way around. Playing smart. It's a smart way to play that. Maybe down to the corner pocket now, so he doesn't chance bobbling the corners of the side pocket. Play that real well, very well. Leaves himself pretty dang straight for the corner pocket, pointing at it with some confidence with his stick there. And in a show of concession, it looks as though Ellie has already taken apart both of her cues and put them away. She is a very strong player. I've played against her a couple of times. So now the next rack comes up.
No. I told Don.
And if Spike is getting Don to play the next match, that means I'll be playing the last match. And Spike will be jumping in to take over commentating for that last match.
Trap, Jay.
So that gives Spike the win, 6-2. Valiant effort by Ellie on that one. Unfortunately, she was not able to pull out any more than 2 games on that particular run. But we're moving on to the next match between my team, the Crushers, being represented by Don over there to your left on the stream, versus Melvin Cortez. And it looks as though Don has won the lag. And if I could read Japanese, good sir, I would say hello to you and good to you as well. Unfortunately, I stopped trying to learn Japanese after I picked up just a few phrases. Mizu o nondeimasu. That's the best I got at the moment. For those wondering, that's just I drink water or something to that effect. It's I drink water. Yeah. And then mizu o nondeimasu ka. That's questioning whether I can drink water, if my memory is serving. But first rack, Don versus Melvin. We're heading on, trying for a good sweep tonight. That'd be good. So this being, again, a Masters type race of 4 games of 9 ball, 4 games of 10 ball, followed by 3 games of 8 ball, specifically in that order, no deviation. Now, because I'm curious, that's not what I wanted. Yes, it is 9 ball. So I'm using Google Translate at the moment to help me with the Twitch channel's comments. Unfortunately, my understanding of written Japanese is lacking beyond compare. Though I do enjoy the Japanese culture. Looks like Don was trying to cut it in the corner there, missed up, made contact with the 7 ball, leaving him a little wonky and leaving Melvin a pretty decently easy shot, but I think he may have gotten himself into a little bit of trouble. He might have to play that cross side or potentially play safe. Oh, yep, played it cross side, like I said. So playing cross side, now he's setting up for the 5 ball in the corner pocket. Left that pretty easy for himself on the 6. Though the 6 to the 7, I think, might be a little bit of a problem. 6 to the 7 might be a little bit of a problem. And he is scratching his chin a little bit. And I'm actually going to translate to Japanese so that I can try to make it make sense here. Four games of 9 ball, followed by 4 games of 10 ball, followed by 3 games of 8 ball. Played safe on the previous shot, did JB. Now coming to the table, Melvin attempted his, or excuse me, Don, not JB. JB sitting right in front of me. That's why I was thinking JB. But Don coming back to the table now. Looks like he's going to try to swerve into the 6 ball here. I think that's a little bit dangerous. I'm not a fan of what it is that he's about to do. And that's why right there. Trying my best to keep everyone that may be watching informed with my Google Translate skills as well as I can. Hayata. Now, if my audience ends up being 100% Japanese, honestly, I won't be mad at that. I won't. It'll kind of force me to learn Japanese, or at least continue learning Japanese. Though I will say, I think I should get some credit for recognizing the characters as Japanese as a white dude in America. Looks like Don has one. That's that rack. That's rack two, right?
Not sure. I went to best.
Rack one, first rack. First rack. Huh? Hey, that's why I was asking questions. I was just asking questions. I'm trying to keep up with Japanese people right now, okay? Google Translate is my friend. And go back over into here. Put that in. All right.
That's the hard drive right there.
Got an itch on my ankle. All right. Looks like a ugly break. Oh wow, that is a very ugly break. I I see a push in my future. But it looks like he's eyeing up just a very thin cut. Yeah. Trying to leave it wonky. Yeah. Left it real thin. But honestly, that's makeable for a 1-9 combination. I don't know if he's going to go for it, but I think I might. I think I might go. Yep. And he's calling the 9 ball in the corner pocket. We'll see if ego does him good or ego does him bad. Because this could end up leaving a bad taste in his mouth. Ooh. Oh, he got real lucky there. Got real lucky with the leave. Look at that 179 area right there in the middle of the table. The 2 and the 4 down on the bottom rail there. The 3, 5, 8 also kind of close to the middle of the table. And that's just a very bad hit all the way around. All the way around. All the way around. You were about to take another shot. I saw it. I saw it. But I think we're doing pretty good on this stream here. Doing pretty good. See if we can reach out to a couple more people. We're also live on YouTube, live on Twitch, live on Facebook. Just trying to, not go too far like that, unfortunately. All right, looks like Don's got himself well hooked. Now, I'm not 100% certain as to why the stream on YouTube, at least for me, keeps lagging so very far behind the actual live stream. But here we are. Though that being said, let me extend this out just a little bit. That back over, scrunch this down so I can see more of the chat. See, we can hopefully get some more engagement, some more interaction between the players, the betters, the bedwetters. Now, see, that's a trap. That's a trap right there if I've ever seen one. I don't know if he set it intentionally, but the way it's set up, yeah, he's calling the 9, but I don't think it's going to go. I think he might make contact pretty decently with the 3 ball, but he has a better chance of going 6 rails and making the 9, in my opinion. Yep. And just like that, scratched in the corner pocket. Just like that. Unfortunate. But we're all good. Melvin taking the easy 3 ball in the corner. Leaves himself with an okay angle on the 4 ball. Looks like he's trying to set up for the 5 ball in the side pocket there. But the 5 ball in the side pocket, with where he got, means he's either going to have to have a very long 6 ball at a weird angle like that, which runs into a bunch of traffic. The 9 ball could potentially play a role. The 8 ball could potentially play a role. So I'm not a fan. Yep, just like that. Both of them played a role. Ended up hitting the 9 ball on the backside. Knocked it a little bit farther away from the pocket. Not good for him, but also hooks himself behind the 8. And as I said, this is a no jumping establishment. There is no jumping allowed in this establishment, so he has to kick at the ball. And even if he does get a good kick on 1 rail or even 2, there's no guarantee that he'll get good on the 8 ball. He may very well end up dead straight. He may very well end up hooked on the corner. He may very well end up fluking the 8 in the corner. Oh, wow, that was real close. That was real close. Wow. All right. Well, unfortunately for Melvin, that does bring Don to the table. Don's at the table with what I can only hope is a soft bank to the corner pocket that he's standing in, leaving the 7 ball basically right where the 8 ball is for an easy shot. But no, he decides to play the cut, which isn't necessarily bad, but does leave him very long on a 8 ball right in the corner pocket. Now it looks like he's trying to come off the side rail first, going across the face of the 8, slow and soft, but that's pretty hard right there. But maybe hard enough to get all the way over. Yeah, that's a pretty lofty ask, but Don is capable. He's made some harder shots. I've seen it. And there you go. 9 ball corner pocket. And that's 2. That's 2. Oh, it's 4 games? Okay, we'll take it. 4 games to 0. Got it. Good. So good shot, Don. As the Portuguese would say, muito bem. If Don was cheering for himself, yatta, in Japanese. So starting rack 3, we're at 2-0. Don leads Melvin. Race to 6. And copy paste is my friend tonight. Be my only friend. Who knows? But looks like a dry break for Don, unfortunately. But didn't necessarily leave the easiest shots or easiest out for that matter. The 4-6 does look at least somewhat lined up. Not exactly sure why he went that way. He just thought he would scratch if he made that 1 ball in the corner pocket. But to me, it looked like it was pretty dead. And that one's just playing safe all day. And it does look like he hooked Don pretty well, seeing as how there are no jump cues allowed in this establishment, as I said, and I will most likely continue to say for the rest of the night. So it looks as though Don is trying to once again swerve around the 9 ball, make good contact with the 2, and he did so. He most certainly did that, but judging by the current table layout, and I'm not 100% certain about the 4-6 combination, but from here it looks like it could go. I'm not sure. But Melvin takes the easy 2 in the corner. He's going to take the soft combination 3-7 to the opposite corner, setting himself up, trying to find a way back down table. Seeing as how he got himself pretty straight, but being that close to the pocket does mean that he can cheat the pocket quite a bit. And just like that, yep, brings it back down table. And from the way he was looking at it, it does look like 4-6 goes. So he should only have to just tap it. Yep, just like that. Now he's going to stun off the bottom rail, back up just a little bit. Nothing crazy. Now I do think he left himself at a weird angle here. I'm not a fan of that drastic of an angle, as little of an angle as it is, just because depending on how you play it, you could end up running into the 8 ball there. But plays it nice and gentle, leaves himself pretty straight for the 8 ball in the side pocket, which I think is where he's going. Now, if he's below the side pocket, he may elect to go 2 rails across with the cube, or just leave himself pretty long like that. And that does appear to be the case. Left himself a pretty okay shot there. Nothing too crazy to worry about. I'd be willing to bet that Melvin would make that shot 99 times out of 100. So that brings it to 2-1. Don leads versus Melvin. Let me go back over here. Boom, boom. And then 2-1, Don leads versus Melvin. And for those who are watching, this is Flow Masters Pool League, played out of Bank Shot Bar and Grill in Laurel, Maryland. The races are to 6. The format is 4 games of 9 ball, followed by 4 games of 10 ball, followed by, if you need them, 3 games of 8 ball. Now, this is the 4th game of 9 ball currently being played. Melvin breaks, fortunately scratches, and leaves a wide open table for Don. He may very well elect to take the 1 ball, yep, into the 9 ball. That does appear to be the case. He's lining up the 1-9 combination. Now, I'm not necessarily a fan of the 1-9 combination in this case, just because there is such a great distance between the 1 and the 9. But he is capable, he is able. It's just a matter of, under the stress, can he do it? Yes, he can. Way to go, Don. That makes it 3-1. Don leads. Very good combination by Don. Increases the lead from 2-1 to 3-1. So now they should be playing 10 ball. Yep, they are playing 10 ball. Also in this league, 10 ball requires the 1, 2, and 3 balls to be on the corners. As far as which corners the 2 and 3 go on, does not does not matter so long as they are on corners. And as it is 10 ball, much like any other rotation game, the 1 ball is the head ball. Don normally has a pretty good break, but he has been known to lose the cue ball occasionally. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's going to happen this time. Now, it does look like he dropped the 1 ball in the side pocket. Good place to put it. Not a bad spot. But unfortunately, it does leave the 2 ball on the head rail and the cue ball with a very thin cut on it. And with that, I believe it looks like it's the 8 ball blocking that corner pocket. He may very well elect to bank this ball or potentially try to skim off the face of it and play 2 rails around to try to sit behind the 3 and 9. I think that's what I would play in this case. I wish I had some line drawing things on here so I could kind of set that up and show what it is that I'm talking about. But it's not too bad. Forcing Melvin's hand with the bank shot here, or potentially the weirdly placed combination for the 2 ball into the 8 for the corner pocket. Melvin confused there for a second, wasn't paying attention. Thought Don was still at the table. But steps to the table, eyeing up the combination there. And left himself a little, I think he may be a little bit hooked on the 9 ball there. He might be able to throw it in. He does like to use spin a lot, so we'll see if he's able to make it happen. And it does look as though it was a very clean shot, very good shot. Good shot, Melvin. And now he's forced to go across the table, probably top, just roll it nice and soft. Try to leave himself decent for the 5 ball in the corner pocket next to it. Yep. Wanted to make sure he got nice and high. Oh, excuse me. Maybe trying to stun draw it around. No. That was risky. Very risky. But where it's sitting, he may. I don't know. That one's gonna be tough. Looks like he's going for the side pocket. I'm not sure. Not sure where he's calling it. I can't really see. He might be going to the corner. So if he's going to the corner, he's going to end up running into that 7. And he likes to have a long stroke, but he plays very soft. So if that's the case, yeah, that was going to be a really touchy shot to begin with the whole way around. Leaving Don with a, honestly, just draw it straight back, middle table-ish, right around middle table. If it goes straight, I don't know. He may be required to go around the table 2 rails, but that does bring the 9 ball into play as the window then becomes small for him to get to the 7 ball. And did he get lucky? He got so very lucky. Wow, so very lucky. Look at that leave. 196 line straight up. Wow, that's something right there. That is something. But Melvin come to the table once he puts his phone down, I guess. But Melvin at the table now, giving Don a little bit of the side eye for leaving him really junky there, which is understandable. That's a difficult leave. I don't think I would go the path that he's choosing to go. I think I might go to the end rail, the far end rail, try to go one rail at it. But he played it well and left him dang safe. Wow. That was a good shot. Good shot, Melvin. Now I'm friends with both of these guys, so I got to root for the both of them. I've got to root a little bit harder for Don because he's on my team. I want us to win, but that's just my bias coming through. It was a pleasure having you around, sir. If you come visit us again next Monday, we will be right here waiting for you for the same thing. It was very nice seeing you. Thank you for dropping by. Work well, don't work too hard. It looks like he's coming around two rails, trying to come behind the six ball. Wow, dead into it. Dead into it. Left it pretty straight there. I appreciate the follow, sir. As soon as I translate this name, I will say a proper thank you. Debbie Duden. Debbie Duden, thank you very much for the follow. I hope I pronounced that correctly for Debbie Duden. But feel free to pass along the message to all your friends that play pool. We're here at the Bank Shot in Laurel, Maryland, every day, at least for a while. And it looks like Melvin's coming to the table. He's blocking the shot at the moment, but he's going to take that to the side pocket. It's a nice and easy lead for him. Set himself up nice and easy. All right. And with that, that bring it to 3-2. Don still leads. And then we'll go back over here. So starting the sixth rack, this is the second rack of 10 ball that the players are going to be playing tonight, or at least these particular players. And once again, this is a 9 ball, 10 ball, and 8 ball format. As Melvin gets ready to break. Now he has a real short backstroke on that break. I think if he just lengthened that up or at least slowed it down, he'll be able to control it quite a bit more. But that does leave Don with a fairly open table. I think the hardest transition is going to be the 1 to the 2, just to have it be a clean for the both of them. Now the corner pocket that he's standing in my opinion, looks like the best pocket for the 2 ball to go into. Though with where he's at, it's going to make it real difficult. So he decides to play it in the same pocket that he just put the 1 ball in. But again, now he's got to come with some inside spin to check it off the bottom rail there, or potentially go 2 rails around to come out for the 4 ball. Decides to check it up. I think that's the smarter play there. And he doesn't have to work the cue ball too much. Depending on the angle, he might run into the 7 ball if he tries to draw this too much. Yeah, which it looks like he's trying to draw it. And if he catches the outside edge of the stamp like that, it's not bad. Just got to leave himself okay for the 6 ball, which he might run off the face of the 5 into the 9 ball. And I think doing that softly leaves him still pretty okay for the 7, or excuse me, for the 6 ball. Just like that. But now he's got to contend with the position for the 7, which where everything's sitting, he might have to just play real soft into the 6, play off the bottom rail. And depending on where that 8 is sitting, I can't tell if it's too far out from the side pocket, but if it's got a little bit of room, if it's close enough to the side pocket, he might be able to play the 7 ball off of the 8 into the side. That's what I'm seeing from here. But it looks as though he was not a fan of that. So it looks like he's going to try to play one rail across for the 7 ball, which I don't think it's going to go easily. Especially with the 8 ball there, that's a real risky shot, in my opinion. But we'll see how this ends up panning itself out. I think if anything, I might try to bank it to the corner next to the 9, but softly, and also try to hide behind the 10 ball. That's what I think I would do in this case. Nope. He elects to play straight into it, try to leave it as weird as possible. I'm a fan of weird. I like weird. Weird is good. Weird is always a good option. Looks like we're dropping quite a few frames on Facebook at the moment. So please bear with me until the frame rate comes back and we stop dropping as many frames. But it does look like it's going up, 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 unfortunately. But looks like something wonky happened there. I wasn't paying too close of attention. But what I can say is that at least from the perspective of me, Don being at the table is a good thing. I can't complain, but unfortunately he's left himself in a dire situation. He's got to draw the ball real far, all the way across the table. Why did I ever doubt it? That was a good shot right there. Good shot, Don. Good shot. See you later, buddy. So that brings it to 4-2. That's the 6th game played. Don is leading for those interested. 4-2. Don leads Melvin. That there. Put this over here. Now it looks like I'm the only one that actually voted in the poll. That's sad. But such is life, I guess. Such is life. Now, Facebook is telling me because I'm dropping a lot of rates, or a lot of frames, sorry, that I need to adjust the frame rate to 15 to 60, which it's set at 60 anyway, bud. But without that option being available here, that does present itself as a problem. Looks like Don Broke had a nice, decent break there. Dropped the 8 ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, just the 8 ball. Has a look at the 1, but it doesn't look like it goes anywhere easily or nicely with a decent leave on the 2 ball. So he may be forced to just ease it into the side pocket, take a tough 2 ball to the corner. Yeah, that's the problem with that particular shot there. But, wow, I'm up to 65,000 frames dropped. going on. My phone does seem to be quite hot, so I'm gonna make sure I have enough room for it. Not sure if people can hear or not at the moment, because I think I'm the only one currently in the chats. But that is a tough ask to get somebody to sit in the same spot for 2 straight hours, and it's not a comfortable seat. This is one of their bar chairs, which are not the most comfortable, though I have sat in less comfortable chairs. So that's something at least. But Melvin is currently at the table, addressing the same shot that we were just looking at, 2-ball to the side. And he may have just hooked himself on the 5. No, he's alright. It's not bad. It's not bad. But from where it's at, it is a little bit difficult of a position to be in. Rolling forward is a real tight position. He's playing around 3 rails to hit the 5. I don't know if he meant to. I think he might have a look at the 4, but I don't think he can easily make it. I don't think he has enough of the right side of the 4-ball to make that in the corner pocket there that he's looking at. But I could be very wrong. He does like spinning the ball. He likes spinning it a lot. Looks like he left himself hooked again on the 5-ball there. He's looking to kick it in. That's a tough one. Because either you gotta spin the ball so very much from the right side of the 6-ball, or put a whole lot of right side, check side spin with a lot of draw to do that, to try to get it into the side pocket. But as you can see, he actually checked it up a little bit too much. Having checked it up that much leaves the player option. So Don comes to the table, seeing if he wants to take the shot, take on the leave there. And from the looks of it, he might be going 6-ball to the corner pocket and trying to play short side. No, he's drawing it. So I don't know what he's doing here. Maybe go into the 10 or into the 9, one of the two. No, I mean he accomplished the split there, but I don't know if he's accomplished what it is that he was setting out to do. Though that said, the Facebook stream is actually well behind the actual stream here. Quite a bit behind. We're actually looking at only the 7, 9, and 10 balls being on the table a rack later. So what you're currently seeing on there as it's jumping through is not the current rack. So keep that in mind as you're going through and watching, as the current stream is lagging well behind. Again, the Twitch stream is probably your best bet as far as streams to follow at the moment. But yeah. So that makes the 7th rack completed. Don is leading 5-2. Okay, so it looks like the Twitch stream, for whatever reason, failed to connect to the server, unfortunately. So that's starting that one over. Hopefully that one will come up here shortly. I'm going to go check on the YouTube live stream, and the YouTube live stream is only it's running poor, but at the same time, it's also still lagging behind quite a bit. So for those that are watching, I do apologize for it being lagging behind as much as it is, but I'll still be commentating as we go along. I know it's a little bit tough to follow along with the video and the audio not being where it should be, in my opinion. So this is the 8th rack that is current. Again, the rack that is currently showing on the YouTube stream as of these words is 1 rack ago, or now 2 racks ago. And it looks like it's trying to rebuffer from the same place versus just trying to catch up. So again, my apologies to those that are watching from either Twitch or from YouTube or Facebook. Sorry, the stream for whatever reason is not wanting to catch up. Again, the YouTube stream is 2 racks behind. The Facebook stream is currently 2 racks behind as well. Though that being said, it is trying to catch up, but the frames are dropping at a wild rate at this point. But unfortunately, in this moment, I don't have any fixes. But I am attempting to fix them as I go. Wow, that is very bright. We need to not. Let's just bring that down. Tech specs. Size 2 seconds. Protocols. Codecs. Video lengths. Frame rates. Now, see, this thing is just not helpful. See, that doesn't help at all. See, I'm specifically looking up frame rates on this help page from Facebook that it led me to, but it's not giving me anything to work with here. Well, such is life. I apologize for the stream, but I'm trying to have this. This will be uploaded to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch via VODs. Actually, not Twitch because it is currently not recording, because for some reason it couldn't connect to the server. That said, though, we are looking at the stream here. Again, this is well behind. The Facebook stream is well behind at this point. It's well behind. From where it's at, it's 2 games, and we're the 3rd game out. But that's neither here nor there. I will continue. As again, I said, this is being recorded, so this will be uploaded as a recording rather than as just the stream. That way we can make sure we can continue seeing everything as it goes. So as it stands, Don is looking at the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 balls left on the table. He is very close up to the 4 ball there. And my assumption is he was actually attempting to make it into that corner pocket clean. And it very nearly went. It was not very far off. But that does mean that Melvin comes to the table with not the easiest of cuts. It is a very sharp cut, but it is a safe one if he plays it real soft like that. So now Don's got to somehow manufacture an angle. Now I think in this case, I think I might kick at it to the long rail. Just because it's a safer kick, though it may not leave the easiest out. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to swerve around it enough. So that gives Melvin a pretty easy lead on the 4 ball. And stunning down, I think he meant to come a bit farther away from the rail on that one. But he's pretty straight on it, so he did that soft roll. And he chunked it. Wow, that's unexpected. That is very unlike Melvin in this case. I see he was probably looking to take the bank on the 6 ball next. Probably 2 rails around for the 7 ball in the corner pocket, closest to my hand, right here. but Don comes to the table. I think he might be going off the bottom rail, side rail, top rail, side rail. But he is, unless he gets gas, very close. He's way, way too close there. I do not think that he intended to go that far. And not intending to come that far leaves him stuck real close to the 6 ball. He's going to have to probably play safe here, in my opinion. Yep. He clearly indicates he's playing safe. I think he's safe as shot actually to get 6 ball out game. Yes, just don't go in the hole. Don't go in the hole. Alright, not bad. Not bad leave. The 10 ball does block the 1 rail. And honestly, it may also block the 2 rail. Not 100% sure about that. But at least to just hit it. Not necessarily make it. I think he's just trying to hit it in this case. Yep. Now being only culprit. He's got player option because it's slopped in. He's stuck in a ball. Looks like the players are having. Players having a little bit of disagreement over the rules here. And Don almost let his ego get the best of him on that one. But it's currently 5-2. Needs upload that same information over into Facebook. Actually, it's a double-edged sword when it comes to player option for that particular type of situation. So if you're looking at it from the perspective of the incoming player, yes, you have the option to give your opponent the shot back if you don't feel confident you can make it. But you also kind of have to feel confident that they can't make it either. So if they can make it, it might make more sense for you to try to at least get safe. Whereas them coming to the table where they might be able to make it, or at the very least have a good hit on the ball without opening up, unfortunately, like Mel just did, that does mean that the incoming player, being the same player taking the shot, could potentially make a ball if he calls something. And that'll get it up. So it looks like Don is getting ready to take this last 10 ball in the pocket here.